What is that thing you're neglecting to go to the doctor about? Can I tell you a past tense story to maybe scare some of you? I had a small little bump just under the skin on my upper left arm, inner side, below the armpit, smaller than a pea. Figured it was just an annoyed lymph node or something strange to do with breastfeeding. It very slowly grew and I got good at putting it out of mind. Till one day I started trying on tank tops for summer and realized it was forming a visible lump now. After feeling it up, I realized it was now the size of a large grape, the green ones. After a bit more scary procrastinating, I finally went to get it checked out. Yep, cancer. It was a strange rare sarcoma that had grown fully enclosed within a lymph node. I was lucky though and it was determined to be the primary site. Was fully excised and I finished a year of observation 6 months back with no recurrence. When I thought back to how long I had let cancer just sit there growing, I felt so incredibly stupid for not going sooner. Still ashamed when I think of negligent I was with my health. Go get IT checked. Not me, but a few months ago my dad was riding his motorcycle and had some serious chest pains. He laid in bed for a week with what he thought was the worst flu he ever had. After 6 days he finally went to the hospital. Turns out he had a massive heart attack a week earlier. He went from living a very active life to sitting in a nursing home with an oxygen machine waiting to see if he will ever get healthy enough for a heart transplant. Go to the freaking doctor. There's a huge lump on my right eyelid. I don't have the courage to hear what the eye doctor's gonna say. I tried telling my mom but she's convinced that this isn't serious. Vision's still okay though. I have a life-threatening abscess protruding from my gum line due to a dead tooth. It is insanely painful at times. That infection can go up into your brain. Every once in a while my chest hurts really badly and it takes the wind out of me. It changes sides but last time I visited the doctor I waited 3 hours to get in and all he said was come back if it happens again. I keep getting these phased out moments where I feel a bit disconnected from the world and I can't understand what people are saying. Have no clue what it is. They scare the crap out of me though. Pain in my testicles. I'm going to try and go Friday. I went to my doctor about this. I ride bikes a lot and you can get varicose veins down there that give you a low grade ache in your balls all day. It sucks and is distracting, but that's what it was for me. It's gotten better over several months with more support. Best of luck. Moles, dang them. About once a week my left arm goes numb for about 30 seconds and I have trouble breathing for about 5 minutes when it happens. I'm not a medical professional or anything but that sounds like a heart attack. Get it checked out. My knee has been killing me on every run I go on, but I still haven't gotten it checked out even though it's been going on for 2 months. So probably about once a month. It's not even just an average. I can feel a pee coming, but it feels different, like painful slow aching pressure in my right abdomen. I know now that if I go and pee I will have less pressure and the resulting pain is pretty excruciating. Still an ache just really bad. Only way to make feel better is to lie in the fetal position. I would describe the pain as that feeling you get below your stomach after you get a really back knock to the nuts, but isolated to my right abdomen. I haven't had my period since the 4th of June. I just assumed that the stress of moving across the country delayed it, but I'm at the point now where I should probably go get checked out. I've missed my period for 3 months before, when my dad had a massive car accident. It also happened 2 other times, also around intense periods of my life. I put it down to stress, but after looking it up I thought maybe it was PCOS, which can totally lead to infertility, so I plan on going to a gyno pretty soon. Depression, anxiety. I would talk to someone about it but my parents are in the depression is just an excuse to be lazy camp. My mom was the same way. I finally went and got checked out and doctor said I needed to be on meds. I was put on Wellbutrin for my severe major depressive disorder and Zoloft for my social anxiety disorder, and OMG I feel like a completely different person. It's amazing. And my mom has now apologized and said she should have listened. Go get it checked out, it's the best thing I ever did. I have tinnitus, constant ringing of the ears, but it's okay because it drowns out the voices. Same here mate, went to 2 many concerts without ear protection. Protect your ears people, that crap is real. Occasional pain in my ribs when taking a deep breath. Generally speaking, I can pound on my chest and feel something pop back into place and be fine, but sometimes I have to wait for it to go away on its own. Sometimes my fingers start shaking uncontrollably for a few seconds, and if I try to hold a facial expression, like a smile, for more than a few seconds, my whole face starts spasming. I pretty much can't hold still at all. I shake slightly but visibly if I try to. Dunno if that's normal. Not really normal. I'd go see your doctor on that. I've been having nightmares and or sleep paralysis around twice a week for a few months now, and bouts of insomnia for a lot longer. My friend has been nagging me to see my doctor, but I don't have much time and I know she's just gonna tell me to relax or some crap and go back in few weeks. Cannot be arsed sitting in a room full of sick people for an hour to be fobbed off. Not a doctor here, but as someone who experiences sleep paralysis occasionally and nightmares all of the time, I can say mine is 100% stress related. I don't even feel stressed during the day, but it seems as though I internalize it and then have sleep paralysis issues for a week straight. I get dizzy spells. I never fall over, but it's a vertigo that lasts for about 5 minutes at a time. I can't tell if it is my brain or my eyes that are causing it. It was rather sudden onset, but has been happening for 6 months or so, sometimes multiple times a day. I've had a mysterious hard lump at the bottom of the middle of my ribcage for quite a while. I'm now sitting in the DRS office waiting to see him about it. Hope it's not an alien, because that would suck. A mental disorder. I'm not sure if I have one, but something seems off about me. It's probably just a waste of time and money to get checked for one. I've had headaches, forgetfulness and dropping stuff a lot lately. I have had one uncle die from brain cancer and his brother also has it now. My father, the third brother, had stomach cancer. Scared crapless right now to go anywhere near a doctor, but I go back and forth between I have always been a little clumsy or you're just getting older till OMG I might have brain cancer. Anything and everything to do with the motorcycle crash I was in a year ago. I walked away from the crash and didn't seek treatment because I didn't think there was anything wrong, but now my hip locks up without warning and sitting on the back of a motorcycle for longer than an hour causes me pain. Memory condition, heart pains, side weakness. But I don't really bother with the medical system anymore. Disappointed by it. I get enough doctors giving the speech and general feeling of, you're young and practically invincible or something similar. I've always had a medium-sized, slightly squishy bump on my skull. I'm afraid to get it checked out because it will probably end up being my twin or something. Well, about a year ago I noticed that on the back of my hands and arms there have been a lot of moles and bumps appearing. Also the mole on my eyelid is growing and most of my freckles are getting darker. I work inside and rarely see the light of day. I think I have skin cancer. Furthermore, chest pains and kidney pains. Shortness of breath and loss of appetite. My nails, hands and feet sometimes have black streaks in them but end up growing out. I have diarrhea like almost daily or every other day. This has been going on for years now, but I have just found a way to live with it. My toilet breaks are pretty short. I believe I might be slightly lactose intolerant, seeing whenever I have bad food or stuff with cheese, pizza, hamburger, I know I'll have the shooters the day after. I don't like milk, find that disgusting, yet have no symptoms with yogurt, which I taught lactose intolerant PPL couldn't eat. I like pizza and cheese too much to give it up though, so I don't RLY know, and I just kinda learned to live with it. Last year I started feeling a sharp pain on the lower right side of my abdomen. Dad had appendicitis, so my reaction was ooh crap, it's my time now. I kinda freaked out, so I went to the doctor. The nurse laid me back and pressed where it was hurting, then pushed my knee all the way up. No pain. She sent me to the x-ray room. Once the plaque was back there was this massive black spot where the pain was. Guess what? Meteorism. It was all air building up and I couldn't fart it out. She gave me some pills and I farted like a king 2 hours later. Could have been serious, even damage my large intestine. So go get yourself checked up. Every day I have this pain in my right abdomen right under my ribs. It's been going on for a while now and usually happens when I lay down in bed, but has happened at random moments. It can range from a sort of tingly shock pain to a stabbing serious pain. It can last anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes. It's weird but I haven't mentioned it to a doctor. Also I have pain right at the base of my spine daily. Sometimes it's just sore but other times it hurts like the dickens. Usually I have my little sister walk on my back and that helps sometimes. Popping the base usually makes it hurt worse though. One side of one of my toes is numb. Has been for, gosh, 10 years now I think, and I have no idea why. Never bothered since it didn't spread. My anxiety. At least I managed to actually dial the counseling center's number and wait long enough to let it ring today. My drinking habits. This weird hard bump on my collarbone that doesn't hurt at all, and it doesn't look like cancer. One of my fingers, left hand ring finger, goes numb and turns white when it gets cold. This is the only finger to do so, and it only happens occasionally, and I just never remember to bring it up when I'm talking to my doctor, and have decided it doesn't warrant its own phone call. I think I have diabetes, but too lazy and scared to go find out. My brain zaps. It's like a weird shock that goes through my body and only lasts seconds at a time but can be quite uncomfortable. I can't find much information on the internet except that they're a symptom of withdrawal from antidepressants and stopping your course before you should, which I did do. It worries me but I can't seem to get a doctor's appointment to work around my work schedule. My doctor is always busy and they won't allow you to book an appointment more than a few days in advance. I have only had my period maybe 4 or 5 times in the last 2.5 to 3 years. On one hand I'm really afraid to see a doctor and on the other hand I'm really selfish and enjoy not having periods. Sigh. My right little finger might be fractured. Kind of hurts a bit. Well, don't leave us hanging. My knees. About 10 years ago, I had a massive subluxation of my left patella, where I had to force it back into place. I wore a full leg immobilizer for a week, then a knee brace for 2. Starting about 5 years ago, my knee would randomly lock mid-stride. 2 years ago, I took a massive, and padded, hit in hockey, which tore my meniscus and some cartilage in my left knee. A year later, I subluxed my right knee while moving a 150-pound TV off a TV stand unassisted, and dropped it onto the freshly damaged knee. Yesterday, I was half carrying, half dragging a 400+ pound full gun safe unassisted into my apartment, in the process of moving, and it caught a corner of the door frame, dropping the edge into the inside of my right knee and shoving my patella side, requiring me to realign it. Now it really hurts to walk and it feels like I've got gravel in there, which I'm sure is destroyed cartilage. My sternum pops much like my knuckles. To my knowledge there are no joints in the sternum. It's painful but even more so if I can't pop it. Don't worry, you have joints in your sternum. They're called costochondrial joints. They hinge your ribs to your sternum so that you can breathe. Sprained mine once OW. My left knee makes a piping sound and I can feel something shift in it when bent. It also hurts in car rides over 1 hour. I'm pretty sure I have floating ribs and it causes me so much pain and discomfort. At times it just makes me want to puke. But hey, it's whatever. My whole family gets what we call the uncle traveling mat pain. Random places will just start up with a sharp intense pain, last for a few minutes, then go away. I get it most often in my right shoulder blade, left foot, left thigh, and sternum. I'd feel ridiculous going to a doctor and saying, well, sometimes it hurts for a little then it goes away. No, it doesn't hurt right now, but it did on Tuesday. Double quote. So last night I was texting a girl and fell asleep with my phone on my face. I slept all night, sound sleeper, with my phone firmly stuck to my cheek. I woke up with a huge red mark where the phone was. I then went to the pool for swim practice in the morning and the chlorine made the phone part of my face super itchy and red and pimply. And I haven't pooped in 4 days. Down from a healthy 2 days dropped a day to 0. It's definitely lupus. I have this weird green mark on my toenail and it doesn't come off. It's been there 4 weeks now and I think it's even grown, but it doesn't hurt or bother me or anything, but it's there and it's green. Toenails shouldn't be green. For the past 2 months I have had a lot of phlegm in the back of my throat. Sometimes I cough some out and it's sticky and yellow. Not really sure what's going on with that. Might call the doctor today about it. It's especially annoying when I run. That's probably some sinus or bronchitis infection, just because I've had so freaking many. The little thing on my arm, it's only about 1/8 inch wide. It scabs over. I pick the scab, and it comes back within a couple days. This has been happening for several months now. I had 2 of those, went to a dermatologist. He didn't know what they were. He burned them off and cauterized the wounds. They came back. I put duct tape on them at night. They were right by my wrist so couldn't wear it all day. For like 2 weeks, they went away. I just have 2 flat scars now. I think they were a type of wart. Since the duct tape trick worked, might be worth a try. You have been spotted by the money pigeon. Comment gimme gimme and he will bless you with good fortune. Like and subscribe you magnificent person.